There are a couple of things I forgot to mention yesterday about reasons we study history. And I mean, hopefully you're committed to the idea that history actually matters. But it's worth considering two other things. What kind of subject is history anyway? It's Derek? Science. It's a science. Did we know this? Okay, you don't just make guesses about it. You have to gather facts together and figure out what's true and important and what's false and irrelevant. It is a science. Now, push the idea a little bit further. What do you usually do if you're a scientist? Michaela?
You gather facts and analyze them.
Okay, so gathering facts is one thing, but also if you're particularly, say, a chemist or a physicist or a biologist, if you have an idea about certain facts, what do you have to do, Derek?
You experiment to see what happens.
You experiment! Now, history is a science all about what? Or whom? Why is Michaela the only one? Michaela?
It's about the old times.
Well, what about the old times? What are we looking at in old times? Are we looking at furniture? Are we looking at puppy dogs? Are we looking at beluga whales? Erica?
It's about people.
It's about people. Now put those two thoughts together for a moment. Experimentation and people. Do we really want to go around experimenting on people? That would be bad. Who's the most famous experimenter on people that there is? Most notorious experimenter of people? Adolf Hitler. And one of his doctors, Joseph Mengele, who experimented on people by operating them without anesthetic. Okay, we don't want to be doing that, do we? So we can't carry out experiments. That's a bad thing to do. But what can we do? How do we make the parallel between experimenting and being a science? What are we actually doing? Where are our experiments? Naomi?
Well, we're experimenting on people's errors and what they did right.
Okay, well, we're not actually experimenting on people's errors. We're looking at them. We're hopefully going into the microscope and see what happens when people arrange a society like this, and what happens when they do it like that, and what happens when they believe this, and what happens when they believe that. It is a science. It's meant to be done as a science to look at how things actually worked out and whether they worked well or not so well.